Nico, what are the biggest takeaways that your team needs to work on before your next slate of games?
Uh, be more detailed with we have a game plan and we're lacking again, just executing it. And I think we just got to get even more in there. We were not scoring enough, and you got to score goals to win games. And I think that's a big thing right now.
What do you think is missing from some of those chances not going in?
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to answer that. I think obviously we were trying as hard as we can, but as we're not really getting the bounces right now. But just gotta keep firing more pucks in net and trying to take goalies' eyes away. That's important. Get more of those dirty goals.
They're still really close games, though, these losses. So how encouraging is that for this group?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. The losses weren't bad losses. We were always still in the game, but yeah, it's definitely still sucks. But we in the year have to figure it out, and teams go through stretches like that, and we just gotta bounce back. We got not an easy schedule ahead of us, so we know we gotta play our best hockey if we want to get back on winning.
Nico, was that just a natural follow-through on that at the end of the first period, that face-off?
Yeah, obviously that was a huge draw, and I take pride in my draws, and obviously there wasn't any purpose by it, and I didn't even see it at the beginning, and I saw it in the second period, and I definitely hit his knee, but that was definitely not something I wanted to do or the replay, and so it was definitely unlucky, and I hope he's not hurt too bad, and definitely wasn't by purpose for sure.
When you come out for the start of the second period, obviously they weren't happy. What sort of played out there before the second period even started?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they just do their job too. That happened, and they came after me a little bit, and I mean, I obviously I hit his knee, like I said. I saw it at the second period, but it was a big draw, and I just tried to compete as hard as I can, and unfortunately this happened, and there was, like I said, there wasn't any I didn't want to do it by purpose, obviously.
Nico, I know the obvious answer is upset, but how would you describe the mood of the locker room right now?
Obviously everybody's frustrated in here, but like we talked about too, they weren't all terrible games. We were always give ourselves a chance to be in some games, and we just got to figure out to score a couple more goals and clean our details up.
How was it to see the effort of Michael McLeod and Eric Halla get rewarded on that goal there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was great effort, great play by Mikey, and Halsey, exactly what we were talking about, going in that area where he can hurt, and he got it right there. That's where everybody has to go.
What are the biggest takeaways about what this team needs to do to find that next win?
Yeah, we're playing well. We're just, we keep spotting the other team, chances, and, those breakdowns are key, for us, losing those games, especially tight ones like this. You hate to lose this many tight ones in a row, too, so, just got to tighten that up.
But it's tight games, so you're not really that far off. How does that really help this group continue to push forward?
Yeah, we know, we have the confidence room. We have the guys in the room. We played well, at times too. We dominate teams too at times, even during this stretch. It's just those, those breakdowns that's been killing us.
For you to able to contribute on the score sheet tonight, what was working so well for you out there?
Yeah, I mean, not much to say about that one. I mean, he was just kind of down and out and kind of got lucky there. But, we had our chances. We probably should have been able to score more. But, that's just kind of the way it went.
To see someone who works hard like Eric Halla get a goal tonight, what can you say about him and Michael McLeod's performance?
Yeah, they were great tonight, obviously. Hoss has had a bunch of chances throughout this year, kind of snake bitten, but, it's nice to see him get one, and, Mikey drawing that penalty at the end. He's a hard-working kid, so, he played great tonight, too.
What's the difference between being a frustrated room and channeling that the right way?
Yeah, obviously we want to stick to our game and, do what's been, winning us games and everything, but It's really just like the little key breakdowns. At times you just spot them too many grade A chances, and it's tough to recover from that, especially in these tight games where we're not scoring that many goals and it's not going our way. But overall, and I think we stick to our game, and we just got to take care of that.
Some big tests coming up. How do you step up for that? It's a great opportunity to win on the road.
Yeah, same thing that we've been preaching too. Just limit those breakdowns, especially against these good teams that we've been playing and we're going to play. I mean, they're going to capitalize, and they have the players to do that. So, you can't go down early. You can't, spot them easy goals because it's tough to come back from. So, we'll learn from that and move on.
We've talked about it, but what's missing from some of those shots going in?
Yeah, obviously, well, I think the shots weren't as much tonight there, but I think obviously getting those shots on net, the main focus is you don't want to let that goalie see it and get those secondary opportunities, and we got to find a way to get more of those.
What's some of the biggest takeaways that you all as a team have after this game?
Yeah, obviously this is not a feeling that you want to have, multiple games in a row, and we want to get back to how we started the year. So there's stuff we just got to get back to what we're doing, and we're playing a good stretch of really good teams right now, and we got to make sure that we prepare for those and can't let this carry on.
What are some of those little details that you all need to improve?
Yeah, well, like we mentioned there at first, we got to get some more goals and keep some out of our net. We can't give up those chances. We gave up a lot of odd man rushes at the start of the game, and they could have really capitalized on some of those and could have put us way behind. But we stayed in the game, but we got to find a way to put some more past them.
See Eric Hall and Michael McLeod do so well, especially on that goal there. What did you see out of their performances tonight? Yeah,
as you can see, the puck is 200 feet away from our net, battling down low, and get a puck right there in the crease. So, those are those goals that we want to get more of and find a way to create those opportunities.
Dawson, when you see things starting to get a little physical out there, whether it's after the whistle or even in game, how do you feel that you guys are responding, and how does that kind of change the way you guys play, if at all?
Yeah, obviously, that's part of the game. Stuff happens, and it gets competitive out there. Both teams out there want to win. No one wants to come in with a loss, and I think just staying focused on your game, but also you can really use that to your momentum, but just want to make sure you use it in the correct way, and both teams are going to try to feed off that energy.
Dawson, I know the obvious answer, but how would you best describe the mood in the room right now?
Obviously, we understand we have a lot of confidence in ourselves. We know we're a good team, and we proved that early on, but we just want to make sure we get back to that. That's something we don't, like I said, we don't want that to carry on, and we're trying to use these practice times, days to get back to that, and I think we just got to find it pretty soon, and hopefully it comes earlier than later.
Dawson, do you make any adjustments to your game depending on who your line mates are?
I focus on my game. I want to be a strong two-way player, but obviously I know Jack is a very talented player, and I want to make sure that I'm open, give him options. But the same thing goes with when I'm playing with Nico or stuff. But I just want to make sure I'm playing tough, win those battles on the wall, but making sure that I get inside the dots to give those guys some more space and room. And I focus on my game, but obviously I want to create space and help them out in the same time.
What were the biggest takeaways from this game on why the Devils weren't able to come back and get that win?
I have to go back and look at it. I didn't really like, can we move this down a little bit? Sorry about that. I didn't really like our start. I thought they got to credit them. They came out and they played a physical, fast game, and they were on us, and that's kind of our recipe, and we didn't really get to that until later in the second, and then we shot ourselves in the foot again by giving them a. We keep spotting teams these goals. It's just, it seems like a lot of it is us doing it. Don't get me wrong. I think they played well and they created chances. We didn't bear on ours, but at the end of the day, I think we keep spotting, and it's kind of in this locker room. And I'm going to be positive here because I think that it's something that we can do, and we've seen how we can play, and so in that sense, I'm still positive that we have it to get to that next level. But right now, it's just too hard when you just keep spotting teams' goals.
And as a veteran, what do you tell this team? How do you keep everyone coming up and showing up every day?
That's our job, really. Consistency and coming to work, just like you guys come every day. We have to do the same, and I think we have to buckle down a little bit in practice. And I've talked about this earlier. Like, there's times at the year where the level of the game amplifies. It gets harder. And I talked about Christmas time, and it jumps. And I don't know if we've upped our game. I think we've been playing great, and we've kind of lulled there, and we have to up our game. And it's going to get harder because then you get the next push after All-Star break, and then you get the playoff push. And so we're going to have to I'll have to take a lot of that and try to make sure that I get the guys going, and we got to practice harder. We have to do the little things to get ourselves out of this hole right now. But like I said, I'm positive because I know it's us. And if we keep playing our game and keep kind of working and doing the little things and bumping people and getting above people and getting the pucks in and making the right plays, take what is given, I think we can correct it. Sorry I did it a long way, but yeah.
You're good. When you're still generating shots, though, this team is generating more right now. The past couple of games is coming back, and that was something worked on in practice. How do you feel that the offense is really, even though the bounces aren't going in, it's still generation?
Yeah, I know we're generating those chances. It becomes difficult to score because every team starts blocking shots and getting in the lanes and buckling down. Goalies are playing great, and like I said earlier, like we're going to see their best because we've put ourselves in that position. So you're going to get every team's best, and they're going to be prepared for us. So we have to up our level, and we have been working to getting more pucks to the net, and we're going to continue to do that. And a lot of averages, they're going to go in, but it's what we're doing away from the puck and little brain cramps here that I think we spotted teams, and then it just becomes too difficult for us to finish it out. But I think we can correct it, so I'm happy in that sense.
Brendan, did you feel that at the second period, third period, that the Panthers were trying to take a little too many runs there at Nico? Obviously,
yeah, obviously you saw that right off the bat. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with the face-off. I mean, that's the first battle of the play there. Like on any face-off, that's the first battle to win that draw, and I didn't see anything wrong. Obviously, Nico's, if not our best player, and they're going to try to get under his skin. I would have liked a little bit more help from the refs in that sense, but it's a tough game, and it's this isn't tennis. There's physicality in it, and you got to play through it. I thought he did a great job of staying with it and playing hard down low, and give him credit there. But that was their game plan after that, and you know what? That's the whole thing about it. Hockey's tough, and you got to find a way to battle through it and score. So.
On that play when the ref was holding you back, obviously there was a lot going on there. I mean, what did you sort of see play out to lead up to that moment?
I just think there's a lot of little hacks and cross checks after the whistle that are just unnecessary. And you obviously saw it on Nico. There was one on Mercer. I think it was Cousins, and yeah. I didn't really like it, and so I stepped right in there to see what happens. But you know what? After the whistle, that's not our game. Mm-hmm. Our game is to play fast and generate opportunities up front. So that's whatever. That is what it is, and I'm happy to do that. But there's no point in that's not hockey.
See Eric Halla get that goal after a great effort. Him and McLeod. What do you have to say about their performance?
I love that, and I think Mikey's been playing great hockey, and he's moving his feet. He's making good plays. He's playing hard. He's getting in the corners. He's stepping up against tough competition. I'm very pleased with his game. Halsey's been playing well for a long time. He's been working hard. The bounces haven't gone in, and so it's good to get rewarded there.
Brendan, can you describe the mood in the room right now?
Can you see how I am? This is the mood. I think we're frustrated. I mean, the way I look at it is, sure, I love to win, but I hate losing more than I like to win, and there's a difference. And I think that's the area that we're trying to change that culture, and I think you can feel that. So we're going to get down and put our boots on, and we're going to work to make sure that we can get out of this hole, and that's the only way. You just got to dig deep and pull yourself out, and that's kind of the thing. We're not getting down on each other because what does that do for anybody? That's just negative. So we're just trying to come together and work on areas that we need to improve on.
Lindy, what are some of the improvements this team needs to make, taking out of this game the lessons that they learned?
Well, I think when you look at the game, again, we get behind right off the start, take a penalty, they score a power play goal, and you look at a couple of the goals, they're not goals that we want to give up. I mean, we have, one guy forechecking four of us and a goalie D interchange that cost us a goal. We have a play that comes off the wall. You know, we have our defense that didn't find coverage. Nico doesn't have a stick. You know, so I think when you look at what was the strength of our team was really how well we played defensively. And when you start to get a little frustrated offensively, you start to cheat. But the backbone of our game has been how well we played defensively. And we can't get away from that. And I thought there was a period of time we got away from it. We gave up a few rush plays. We stood in on a few plays that we shouldn't have stood in on. But when you're not scoring, if you're not scoring, then you have to go to plan B. And it'll start to go in. I think like the McLeod play to Holla, inside, nice play down low. Probably another lesson is don't miss the net on a couple of your great opportunities. You know, I'm just having my mind the Sharon Govich chance, miss the net. I don't know if Mercer's hit a stick or he's dead in the slot, miss the net. A Holla early in the second period. On a great play, we miss the net. So, you know, if you want to take something out of the game, it's when you're struggling offensively, and every team goes through that. I've been around a lot of teams that you go through stretches where, you know, all of a sudden the goals don't want to go in. All of a sudden you're putting a lot of pucks on net, or they're not getting deflected. You're not getting to that second puck. Your B plan is stick with what got you there, and that you might have to win 1-0 or 2-1.
And back to Holla and McLeod, what would you like to say about their performances tonight, especially on that goal that you talked a little bit about?
I thought it was a great drive by Michael. I mean, Michael had the great drive that drew the penalty. He made the play down low. He had, you know, another great opportunity where he came out on his forehand on the right side and he fed Graves. And, you know, I would have mentioned that shot, but I think from the bench it looked like it might have glanced off the shaft of somebody's stick, but it was like a point blank, you know, one-timer that would have turned into a great opportunity. But, you know, early in the year that would have hit something and probably went in. Right now it's hitting something and going wide.
Did you feel that after the first period, obviously with what happened with Nico on that, the final face-off there, did you feel that the Panthers kind of really emphasized going after Nico after that?
No doubt. I think it was such an accidental play. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's no way that Nico meant to do or meant to. So, I mean, but, you know, that's part of hockey. They're responding to what they thought was maybe a dirty play, which really wasn't.
How did you like how Nico maybe handled that? You know, obviously you can get frustrated when, you know, an entire team is kind of blocking you in. How did you feel that he handled that?
You know, I look at the team. You know, I thought we could have had a bigger response as a team. I thought Nico handled it pretty well, but I thought our response as a team could have been bigger than that. But I thought Nico handled it well.
Is there a reason why you think that response isn't there?
No, you know, I don't know if guys realized exactly what was going on.
Right.
I didn't even realize something had, like on the face-off play, something had happened. I was actually trying to figure it out myself.
Lindy, what do you make of what's happening in some of those last-second, you know, end-of-period type goals?
Well, you know, I went through what exactly happened on that one. I look at the early part of it, a little bit of poise Dougie gets the puck, just having a little poise there, poise under pressure. You know, and then we need coverage. A guy came off the wall, and another guy is our net front D needs to close on the guy that tipped the puck. So, you know, that's the coverage that we lost. That's part of the, you know, finding your coverage as soon as it goes to the point.
What methods are you trying to, you know, implement to try to keep morale high in the locker room?
You have to say that again?
To try to keep morale high across the locker room?
Well, we focused on, tonight we focused on all the ways that we scored inside goals. That was part of the video session before the game. You know, getting inside, getting people there. I thought 2 or 3 times we had it, but I don't know if 2 or 3 times. You're staring at a team that was the best team in the league last year. They're a good hockey club. So that being inside, which we've talked about now, has to be a we thing on our team. Everybody has to get there.
You know, a lot of people are curious, like, in that next step, you talk about what you need to do next. Does that look like a massive shakeup, or does that look like, you know, mostly staying par of the course?
I mean, when you say massive shakeup?
I'm saying maybe system-wise or you know, line changes, maybe more.
There's nothing really system-wise, I don't think, that is going to change. I think that it's a commitment to, like I said earlier, again, defending with passion, finding your coverage, not losing your coverage. And then again, system-wise would be, don't miss the net on some of those great opportunities. And then we left, you know, if you go back to the last game, we left way too many plays out there. You know, if you want to go back system-wise, it's executing on 2-on-1s, executing on a breakaway. That increases your scoring. So, you know, we dealt with that yesterday at practice, talked about, you know, 2-on-1s, if we get them, you know, what is the better option when teams slide, when they don't slide, and tried to, you know, go through that as part of our practice drill.
And lastly, what do you make of Ball's performance tonight, slotting for Severson? And was the Severson scratch, was that just because of the pass, or was it, you know, a couple of things?
First with Ball, I thought he was okay. I thought a couple reads, you know, gave up a 2-on-1. A young defenseman again, we're talking about. The group as a whole has to play. What we need to talk about is the group as a whole has to play better. What hurt us the other night and what hurt us a lot last year was puck management. And we don't want puck management really to hurt us in a game. So, thanks.